Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 3. Tonight, we're going to be focusing on chapter 1. We're not meeting on site because of the road conditions. Don't want to take any chances, so I hope everyone was able to get home safely. As we dive right into chapter 1, we're going to be focusing on all the project management chapter concepts that were presented, and we'll be looking at all the learning outcomes. As you noted in the PowerPoint presentation, the project management knowledge areas are from the PMBOK guide, and this chapter supports the PMBOK guide project management integration. Now you'll notice that we have two different versions here, the 5th and 6th edition. The 6th edition was released early this past summer. In the standard method for the standardization of the PMBOK guide, we have 10 knowledge areas listed there on the left pane. And we have in the project management process groups, we have 5 groups. And there in the middle, we have 49 activities that are related to each of the different knowledge areas and process groups. And we'll be looking at that closer as we get into the next chapter. You have a couple vignettes, A and B, that you'll be going through tonight online. You'll just be working through those cases individually and answering the questions. So you have the vignette A is the World Bank success factors, and then B is the Hoover Dam. So again, take time to review those cases and answer the questions. I think there are 4 questions within each chapter. As we get into the chapter, some of the discussion forum activities, we'll be looking at different projects that you've been involved with, maybe over this past summer, winter break. You'll be looking at answering some of those questions, to identify the project objective, the constraints, resources, the schedule. Was there a project manager? Now, as you start looking at the chapter and really looking at project attributes, we're starting with really having that clear definition, clear objective of the things that we want to accomplish by taking on a project. It can be a tangible product at the end. The project objective is usually defined in terms of the end project or the deliverables, the schedule, the budget. Furthermore, it is expected that the work scope will be accomplished in a quality manner and the customer will be satisfied. The key, the customer being satisfied. So as we look at projects, we're really thinking about, as we're brainstorming, different possibilities of projects that you've been involved in. Maybe it was developing and introducing a new product at work, planning a wedding. Maybe it was modernizing a factory, converting a basement into a family room. Maybe you were designing and producing a brochure. There's so many that you can think of. So you'll be brainstorming this in the discussion forum. As we get into balancing project constraints, we're really looking at how our projects can be successful. So to be able to accomplish this, the project objective is usually constrained by many factors, including scope, quality, schedule, budget, resources, risk, customer satisfaction, and stakeholder support. So we'll be looking at those triple constraints through the PMBOK guide, time, cost, and scope. As we get into the project life cycle, we're really looking at the 4 different phases presented to you in the chapter: the initiating phase, the planning phase, the performing phase, and the closing phase. The project management process is really, we're looking here at the planning process, and we've noted that project management and managing a project involves planning the work and then working the plan. So we had many process is defined in the chapter, establishing again that objective, defining your scope, creating your work breakdown structure, assigning responsibilities, defining specific activities, sequencing your activities, estimating your activity resources, activity durations, project developing your schedule, estimating activity cost, and determining your budget. So the baseline of the plan, this is the result of the planning process. Taking the time to develop this should be a well thought out plan. It is critical to be successful by going through the baseline planning. The stakeholder engagement. Project stakeholders are the individuals and entities involved or who may be involved or affected by the project, such as your customer, your sponsor, your project team, including the project manager, subcontractors, consultants, end users, consumers, and advocacy groups. Global project management. Now, this globalization adds another unique dimension to managing projects. It really changes the dynamics of your projects and adds another layer of complexity, which can adversely affect your project outcome. So you really have to work hard to make sure project participants are aware in the communications that you may encounter regarding cultural differences and multinational economic transactions. In your internet exercise activity, you'll be looking at the PMI site, the project management site. This is a not-for-profit site. And this institute is a premier worldwide association for project manager practitioners and individuals who want to learn more about project management. So again, you'll be going out there in your internet activity exercise. We've also been looking at some of the ultimate benefits of project management. Certainly, using these techniques will have an outcome of a very satisfied customer, whether you are the customer or you own the project, such as remodeling your basement or you have your own small business. Really, the ultimate benefit is to you. Some of the critical success factors are identified throughout every chapter. You'll be looking at these in your vignette A and B, identifying some of these and looking at which ones prove to be most critical to those organizations. So in summary, we looked at a project and how this endeavor is really set up to accomplish a specific objective through a unique set of interrelated activities. We looked at some of the constraints and many factors that include those triple constraints: time, scope, and budget. We looked at the 4 phases of our project life cycle: initiating, planning, performing, and closing. We looked at how project management is planning, organizing, coordinating, and leading and controlling the resources to accomplish the project objective. We looked at the project stakeholders, those that may be affected or may influence the project. We looked at the globalization changes and the ultimate benefits of implementing project management techniques. One site you'll be also introduced to is the International Project Management Association. I'll take you out to where all of your links are on the Blackboard website shortly. I want you to be thinking in the next week what possibilities we have for completing a project. Maybe it's a not-for-profit organization within your community. Maybe it's something at school. Maybe it's something at work. So be thinking of 2, and I have 2 of my own to present to you. We'll vote on it, get a group consensus, and then we'll be moving forward into our project for the course.